Okay, so the question is, do I think single player story games are making a comeback, right? Or making a comeback? Uh, so this is not speaking for Valve. This is not speaking for anybody but myself and looking at the industry and what's going on. No, no, they're not. Because look who can make them, right? Look at Call of Duty originally was mainly single player and then multiplayer. Now it's all multiplayer. I mean, sometimes now it's almost all battle royale. I don't know, but like I guess there's still a single player story in it, but it feels very tacked on and not as impactful. At least to me. I don't know. I didn't dig the last one at all. I think one of the few I just stopped playing after a certain while. I don't know. I wish they were. I wish they were. I think there's a reality that we all like to play these multiplayer games, but then you might like to go back to a single player game. I go back to I was playing Tom Clancy Wildlands again. That's a really good example of a game that has this really breadth of things you can do inside of it. Like you have a lot of agency on what you can do and how you approach those things, but you have no agency in the story, right? The story just kind of marches on and you don't care, right? That's kind of a flip of Starfield, I think, which is you have agency in the story, but really, no agency in how you do anything. You just follow those blue dots. The reason I bring that up is like there's two different approaches that those kind of do live in a niche. But if you think Starfield really exists for Game Pass, Sony, a lot of their single player games exist for the PlayStation. And so at that level, those kind of things exist. But I mean, look at like for Steam, what has been, what do they invest time into? Dota, Counter-Strike, those kind of things, because the players you reach aren't just for that week, that month, that year. But I mean, God, Counter-Strike's been going on now 30 years, 25 years though. Like, oh, really, wait, hey, probably I'm doing the math wrong. I don't know, long time, all right? It's not time for doing math. This is not a question about math. Right, but like a super long time. And so the value of everything you do inside of that environment is just amplified. And, I'm with you. Like I played a short hike the other day. I was going to bring that up here as an example of just like a really beautifully done, really simple, really story driven, but also they give you these, hey, I can't do this thing unless I earn this, and I earn these little wings, and then I can do more. Like, this is a beautifully done game, but very small, couple hours. Like, I really like that side of it. If you're going to do single player, do something that I can finish. Don't do the 60-hour, hey, there's a lot of value in this, right? And so then as a consumer, that's where you come in. Because then when somebody does the 4-hour single player game and they charge you $30 for it, are you mad? Are you screaming? Are you saying you got ripped off? Right? Like that's the dynamic right now. And how do you get around that? So that's a balance. For my own game, the Anacrusis, we actually look at it as we now consider our players, it used to be 4-player co-op, but I really think of it as a 1 to 8 player game. Because we need to make an investment into that single player so that they can play it and have fun doing it and get rewarded and kind of have a conversation that's about them around it. And so there's some small changes we can do to really kind of help that. But I think that's something that you have to do because there is always that thing of like, you play all these other multiplayer games online and you want that game to escape from that and to chill back and relax. And so, I think doing those inside of multiplayer games is often interesting. I mean, because like Tom Clancy Wildlands, I guess, is a multiplayer game. I never play it that way. I always play single player. Actually, I should say, occasionally play co-op, but it's so broken and so hard to get into co-op. But I think again and again and again, the big money, the big payoffs come inside of these really big multiplayer games, which is why you should support Call Out and wish lists, positive review, like all those kind of single player games that you want to play and look like. And I was thinking this weekend is actually, as I was playing a short hike, that I should probably start calling out some of those here and use this channel that way as a way to promote those kind of games. So if you know some that you want to talk about or have me talk about or promote or whatever, let me know because I still play those. Like that's when I say the Friday, hey, what are you playing? It's almost always to find one of those little kind of single player games, not the big multiplayer game that we all know about, right? But I want to play something smaller, something I could finish, maybe finish while I'm watching the Cleveland Browns win. Yeah. As a longtime Browns fan who hates the NFL as an organization and the Browns as an organization, but I've lived there for 50 years. What am I going to do? It was kind of nice weekend. But so yeah, that's the convoluted answer. And again, I'm not speaking for Valve. I have no idea what they're doing. For all I know, they're making Ricochet 2. Who knows?